I was standing on one side of the Jeep just with the thermal
And
and the
then what?
monopod, and I heard what sounded like a giant tree come crashing down over there, and Tate was doing stuff in the car, so hopefully the audio recorder got it, but it was very loud. It kind of startled us in the moment, and it's up the road from where we are, so.
Florida, a vast land as far as the eye can see, and in some areas, inaccessible. Florida is also home to various creatures such as black bears, panthers, alligators, deer, and a variety of birds. But are those the only animals to reside in Florida? Or is there something else that calls this part of Florida home? Skunk Ape. Just like Sasquatch of the Pacific Northwest, people report seeing a human-like figure, an awful smell, and being just a little bit shorter in height. So now, Tate Hieronymus journeys with Alexandar Petakov of Small Town Monsters to search and look for the elusive skunk ape in hopes of having an encounter for themselves.
We're at a spot that I was with Alex and Eli filming a Beyond the Trail episode for Small Town Monsters, and it's down this road that I did a knock and we had something respond back to us.
I heard that. Yeah. How did it sound? It sounded like a knock. It really did. It sounded very clear.
And this place is literally in the middle of nowhere. I say that, but like you can hear the highway when you're near our camp, but it's one road in and one road out. And we were the only people in here, and we did not see anybody when we came down this way. So we're walking down this trail again. Like I was saying earlier, we had some stuff happen here, down that way. We're gonna see if we get any other, maybe hopefully get something happen. We're not sure yet exactly, but we'll find out. So Alex, you were mentioning to me earlier that this feels like deathly quiet.
Yeah, it does.
I feel like last year was about the same. Maybe we were having a little more activity than last year earlier on, but
Yeah, no, I think it was just pretty quiet too that night. We heard that kind of knock type thing, but I definitely think it was a lot darker then. Like right now, the sky kind of is illuminated, and we can see the Milky Way right above us practically. Whereas last year on that night, I think it was a cloudy
it might have been
night.
like
It was a cloudy night, so it was a lot darker.
yeah. So we're really close to the spot we were last year when I did a knock here. So should we try to do the same thing in the same area or just wait? That's the question. For you guys at home, I'm going to turn this IR light off so it's going to be completely dark. But I'm going to have the camera rolling and the audio, so if we get anything, you'll hear it. So... the subject. It's not always you get something every time, as we've seen in previous things. So yeah, sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. It's always hit and miss. See if I can maybe hold it for 2 seconds longer or a second longer. Let me know when you're ready, Alex. You ready? I don't think I'm ever ready for these, but crap. Okay. So yeah, so we're not getting anything really with knocks or calls. It's dead quiet, as mentioned earlier. So I think our plan now is to walk out of here with lights on, and hopefully something just gets aggravated at this and just yells at us. I don't know. I just want something to happen. It's cold. It'd be worth it if something happened, but we'll see. Maybe Sheely's not wrong about 7 to 8 skunk apes being out here. If that is true.
Yeah, it would make sense. It's a big area, so these things just need a lot of space to roam. So you gotta remember, this area is pretty well managed in terms of Park Service, Forest Service. There's always stuff going on, controlled burns.
They could probably just be in more inaccessible areas of the preserve.
Yeah. But then again, most of those sightings are completely random. Still trying to see if I can see that thing that we saw earlier.
Oh yeah.
I think it's up here, whatever it is. Still there, I'm just curious as to what it actually was. I think it may have just been the car, honestly. We're like back in this area.
I think you're right. I think it was in here.
I'm pretty sure it was. I'm pretty sure.
Was it? You said back there was the place where we possibly found a track last year, right?
Yeah, it was like in here. Somewhere in here. I mean, it was something weird impressions. Wasn't that far off the trail, I guess. And it was the same general area, like literally a few hours before we heard that knock sound.
Yeah. I mean, the footprint, I can't really say for sure, because it's, it's definitely an area where people could go.
Absolutely, 100%, it's completely inconclusive.
But that knock was something else.
That knock was intriguing. Also inconclusive, but, you know.
That's again why we're picking this area to come back to look.
Yeah, I mean, this county in general has the most reported sightings to the BFRO, which, you know, people complained about the BFRO, but there are good individual researchers within that organization, and this just Collier County has the most in Florida.
Oh, by far. Yeah, from what I've seen.
Yep.
Unfortunately, Tate and Alex's night investigation didn't yield any activity. Then again, to have any sort of interaction, both parties would need to be in the area. This is truly a search for a needle in a haystack. But this expedition to the Everglades is not over, as they get ready for their second night, and things seemingly start to take a turn in their favor.
Alright, so I was standing on one side of the Jeep just with the thermal
And then
monopod, and I heard what sounded like a giant tree come crashing down over there, and Tate was doing stuff in the car, so hopefully the audio recorder got it, but it was very loud. It kind of startled us in the moment, and it's up the road from where we are. So what did you hear?
I heard the same thing. I heard but I was kind of shifting something, and I barely heard it.
You thought it was me?
I thought it was you. I really did.
It was loud, man, and there's no wind at all. Like,
oh my god! Yeah, there was
a windless night.
Don't know what's going on. That was crazy.
Walking. And wherever it was in this tree line here.
We were earlier on. We were hearing things, but we were trying to act nonchalant.
We both separately at different points thought we had heard something knock like behind us, behind the Jeep. I thought I heard it at first, and then you thought you heard one later, which I didn't hear. We both clearly heard this, and it could completely be a coincidence, absolutely, but
again, like
it's all on the same side.
A few seconds ago, and like what you said, how far can you stretch a coincidence before?
Yeah, I mean, I can't, there's no other way to substantiate any of this stuff right now, you know, unless we have something more definitive happen, but it's just, timing was kind of intriguing. It's a windless night. I mean, trees do come down. Yeah, I suppose that absolutely could be just what happened, and it just freaked us out.
The one possibility I could think of is maybe something was kind of rotted at that point and it just decided to fall over. That's one possibility. Another possibility is bears, because I know in Bluff Creek a few years back I was camping there, and then Jamie from the Bluff Creek project came up to me. He's like, "Hey Tate, a bear pushed a tree down," which they do that.
Yeah, it's not like they wouldn't physically be able to do that.
And yeah, and the bears and the prints we've been seeing here, they're massive prints.
Yeah, there's some big bears out here for sure.
So it's
which surprised me. For, you know, Florida bears have the reputation for being smaller, and I mean, these things I wouldn't call these small. If I saw these, you know, in the Appalachians or out west, I'd say, you know, this is a decent sized black bear. Not huge, but pretty big. But I mean, compared to the one we saw last year in Big Cypress, that thing was tiny, that little bear.
Yeah.
You know? And you know, the other thing is, you know, if that's something, like hypothetically something did push over a tree right now, we haven't heard it move. I mean, I don't know how far in that happened. Kind of happened, you know, so I'm not sure.
It's weird.
Yep. Alright, so we're back in the spot from last night. Basically, here's the area we were in. We were kind of hanging out here, just making some food and hanging out, and then obviously the car was here. Now, I was on this side of the vehicle, fidgeting with the thermal on the monopod, so I was kind of facing this direction. Tate, go where you were. Stand exactly where you were.
Yeah, I was standing right here, but I had the door open and I was kind of inside the car.
He was kind of fidgeting with stuff, and then the audio recorder was right up here, and the sound of that tree crashing came from up in that direction over there. So I'd say we should head over there and kind of see if we can find anything, or just poke around the area a little bit.
Yeah. Trying to find that tree is going to be really difficult because there's so many downed trees in this forest. It's going to be near impossible almost. And we're back in this area trying to look for tracks after something pushed over a tree last night, or the tree fell, one of the two. So we don't know what made the sound, so we're kind of out here investigating it to see what we can find. So hopefully we turn something up. Yeah, dude, it's like, for people who don't know, this is like at least up to our chins. And Alex and I are not short dudes.
There's almost like it clears up a little bit in there, but getting in there, that's difficult. Yeah, this is like wading through a jungle right now. The down tree here, I mean, like the thing, it could be any one of these trees.
Finding it in this is going to be impossible.
Oh yeah, not impossible.
And that's what's weird, because something came and pushed that tree, or okay. The thing I think,
it still could have fallen on its own.
That's what I'm thinking. If it fell on its own, we didn't hear anything run off. So, because it's so thick, you would have heard it.
What caused a tree to fall only a few hundred yards from Alex and Tate? Was it a bear, tree rot, or was it the creature that they came here to look for, Sasquatch? Unfortunately, with the brush being so thick in the general area where the tree came down, trying to locate the tree is near impossible, and with very little they can do, Tate and Alex decide to head out to one last area for their final night.
So we're out here in a new spot, kind of seeing what we can hear and find. This is the thickest we've been in so far. Alex is scanning with a therm.
Yeah, we're hearing movement. Could be a lot of things. There's obviously a lot of panther sign just everywhere out here. But we're really in the thick of it, so I'm hoping that maybe something might happen, and maybe we can see again. If we get anything like last night, I don't know.
We got audio recording, so we'll have that going constantly. So if we end up recording and get it on the camera, that's even better. But if not, at least we got audio going. So we're kind of sitting here, just waiting and hearing and listening and seeing what we can hear. So fingers crossed.
Sadly, Tate and Alex didn't get any Bigfoot activity for their last night. Maybe a Sasquatch was in the area and remained silent. Or perhaps there wasn't any around at all. You're not always going to get activity every time you go out in the field, and unfortunately, that's most of the time with this subject. And it turns out that the crashing sound in the brush was a deer. And it's amazing to note how an animal as big as a deer can be silent at times. So if something as big as a deer can be silent, how much quieter could a Sasquatch be? This isn't the end to seek out evidence. This isn't the end at a chance at an encounter. Because there will always be a search for SABE.